that might be
Some
It's a
great,
sandbox.
wide
It's a
shots.
soapbox. It's Bandbox.
Welcome to the Real Study with your hosts, Mr. Snitbits.
Because I do think the movie is good. I think the lighting is struggles. I think the cinematography is okay.
Black Girl Marvel.
Follow us on everything because we will find you.
All the movie things.
So many young filmmakers and indie filmmakers took it and just went with it, and it became this thing.
Janine DeBean.
So that's what the story is, and then the film goes about answering that question for you.
And me, the Real Study movie voice guy.
I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm going to watch it. I'm going to try it.
Produced by Hyena. Let's go to the poster wall.
Hello and welcome to the Real Study. I am Mr. Snippets, and with me this evening we've got all the movie things and Janine DeBean. Black Girl Marvel will be joining us shortly, but for now it'll just be the three of us. This evening we are going to discuss a couple more movies starring Eddie Murphy and, well, the other one is Ving Rhames would be kind of the biggest name in that movie. But People Under Stairs and Vampire in Brooklyn will be this evening. It's a pair of Wes Craven films. Of course, we will get into some Nick Cage here in the future. That's why we keep putting that poster up. But before we do any of that, we're going to move over to the main wall and we are going to discuss social media. Of course, if you guys are not already following us here on YouTube or on any of our other social media platforms, please do. If you are listening to us on any podcast platform, please go ahead and give us a rating. If you can give us 5 stars, we love it. If you want to give us whatever, we totally understand that. Comment, anything you can do, share to friends. But we are everywhere. You can find us literally everywhere. You can see up there at the top all the things you can find us on, plus more. That said, we are going to go through the Reel Roundup like we normally do and the news. But before we get to the news, we're going to do Reel Roundup so that maybe Black Girl Marvel can be here for the news. Before we get to the Reel Roundup, how are you guys doing? I haven't seen you guys in a week. We're on a new platform, so we look a little shinier, a little crisper, if you will.
Yeah.
Curious. And Brian sounds amazing.
Okay. I do.
Hear that bass? Yeah.
Right? He's all about that bass. Glad you guys...
More ways than one.
Right. I'm glad you guys are here. And I know you guys constantly are getting to see great movies in the theater, so I would love to hear about them. Why don't we start with Janine? You got to see The Bone Temple, 28 Days Later, The Bone Temple. Let's hear what you think of that.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this movie. I think I might have enjoyed it a little bit more than 28 Years Later. It really goes deeper into kind of the evolution of the rage virus. Ray Fiennes' doctor character ends up kind of, connecting with the Samson kind of alpha one and really kind of tries to understand what's happening. So a lot of interesting things come out of that. And then in conjunction to that story, it's where we get the Jimmies and all the crazy antics they're kind of doing and where Spike kind of fits in all of that. And then those stories kind of converge. So they use music really well in some fun ways to give us a little bit of levity. They set up really well kind of just how awful the Jimmies are. And Ray Fiennes, I love that we're focusing on his character. He gets to do a lot of fun things in this movie. So I really enjoyed it. I'm kind of bummed it didn't do better because I really want to see where it goes and to see Killian come back and kind of do this full circle connection to the very first film. It was really great. And I mean, great shots as well of the landscapes and use of the Bone Temple set. I really enjoyed this movie and I hope we get the third one.
I know.
So this is supposed to be a trilogy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
I haven't seen 28 Years yet. I've only seen the first two, which I know the second one is just set aside essentially by the new film, which makes sense. They were trying to cash grab. He's like, no, let's reset. So this is full-fledged. It feels like a sequel to 28 Years Later and continues the story.
Yes, it's wholly connected. You're getting a couple of the same characters and it's kind of kicking off where the last one ended. And then just kind of building on that a little bit more. So
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome. I kind of try to avoid a lot of things unless it's a big like Supergirl. I watched the Super Bowl trailer for it because I'm like, what else do they have? But movies like that, I'm like, no, the less I know, the better. Like I want to avoid like Companion. Like I said, I watched that a couple of weeks ago. I was like, holy crap! Had I known any of this, it would have lessened the film for me. So I really got blessed by not hearing a word about that film. That's awesome. So I will add that to my list of movies. And then Brian, you also got to see a movie in theaters. Tell us what you think. This one was Send Help.
Send Help. Yeah, this one's on my list. Like most anticipated for this year. I mean, that trailer alone was just like, I got to see that. Just Rachel McAdams, just unhinged, you know, which I think we all want to see Rachel McAdams unhinged every once in a while. And,
right?
Yeah, it was everything I had hoped for and more. It's so good. I mean, it's getting the acclaim for a reason. It's it's one of those movies I can't really say a lot about just because it's like you have kind of what you were mentioning too. So your point, like go as blind as possible, you know, and you're gonna have a great time. I promise. I mean, it's Sam Raimi doing his Sam Raimi thing.
Yeah.
I feel like there's some like there's some elements that he's used always, you know, like the POV kind of low POV shot
cam
going through.
Yeah.
I feel like there was like, and like I don't know if Janine, I know you saw it too, and like I don't know if you felt this way, but I felt like the boar POV was kind of hearkening, you know, reminiscent of that kind of cool
definitely
POV he did in like Evil Dead.
Yeah.
So
that's great.
There's some like, I mean, just like
he's having fun with the dynamic shifts for sure.
Oh, totally. Yeah, there's a lot of like you don't know where this is going. You know, a lot of like they keep you guessing. Rachel McAdams is just they just put her through the ringer in this one. Just like as far as gross factor, she's like
doing some
every fluid and liquid you can think of. She's getting it thrown at her. Like
that's Raimi for you though. Maybe he's trying to harken back because
and
you get a lot of interesting conflict that you feel about her character as well, which I think is interesting, and you don't expect.
Totally. Because you're like, oh man, she's doing some stuff, but
some
I'm
bonkers
kind of
stuff
rooting
here.
for her. So like, you know, you're like, oh, So
and is it bad that I'm rooting for her in this moment?
And I'm like, but like, and we had discussed like at the same time,
though, you know?
Well, like they do a good job of like setting things up, and you understand her perspective and like, you know,
why she's thinking this, why she's feeling like she needs to do this thing that could probably be seen as not a good thing.
Totally. So there's it's
I like that you guys are being vague. Like I have no idea. This is perfect. This is good to talk about a movie, right? This is perfect non-spoiler material, right? I have no idea what you guys are talking about. She gets splattered with some stuff. That's about all I know. Man. But you guys know what each other are talking about. It's pretty. I love that. You know, there's a way to present
it's funny too. Like there's like some great funny moments in it too. It's not just this like, you know, horror kind of thing, but there's like actually a couple jump scares in there as well. There's some really great like extreme close-up stuff too that wasn't expected. I was like, whoa, okay. But
almost like
it's only used in the beginning too, so we don't see that stuff really for the rest of the film, but it's used.
The Substance did really extreme close up on like food, like that kind of stuff.
It's kind of like a little bit of that, but go see it. It's so good. I mean,
so
I'll probably this is one I'll probably be buying.
Okay, that's a high praise.
And I saw it in 40x, so I was getting a lot.
Oh wow, okay. So you were moving with the
rocking
camera,
around.
Awesome.
Yes,
awesome.
Yeah.
I saw an interview where people have been talking about Rachel McAdams a lot because of this film.
She's so good at it too.
So
just
good.
Like,
I believe it. Because she's always been good. She gets typecast unfortunately a lot because she's, you know, a very particular type of actress, so they're just like, we're going to put you in all these like softer roles. So I like seeing, you know, that she's going to be doing something like this. But somebody kind of pointed out that she does not know that she's as famous as she is. Like, she just doesn't really, it doesn't register with her the way
her movies are like, she's like one of the highest grossing.
Yeah,
I know. Like, but she was talking to her fellow actor. I know. She was talking to her fellow actor and was like, hey, did you know, I did a movie where I was kind of an antagonist, and it was like, you know, very hard to do. And the guy was like, are you talking about Mean Girls? And she was like, yeah, have you seen it? And he's like,
you don't realize how huge that movie was?
Jesus Christ. Right. That's like kind of her, like, from what I'm hearing from multiple sources, she's just kind of like, oh, that's neat. I love that you guys love what I do. And she's just, she's just working, like, you know, which I love, that it makes her, that's even better. Like, thank you. Rachel. That's awesome. Yeah. You are, in my mind and in my heart, equivalent to Brendan Fraser. Like, you are just a wonderful, kind, beautiful human being. Like, you hit that level, at least in my opinion. I hope none of these people that I love end up ever coming out with something terrible.
I know.
Then
that's like always like waiting for the other shoe to drop, kind of.
Whatever my wife goes, oh no, I'm like, no, what? Who? No, I don't want to hear. Oh no, who is this time? Right?
Yeah.
So, because it still keeps happening, and we don't need to go in. There's some gnarly stuff. We don't need to go into all that. All right. So Law has not still joined us yet, but that's okay. We're going to go ahead and move on to the news. Anywho, so here we go. The news.
Now it's time for the real news.
All right, and A24 does get the rights to Texas Chainsaw Massacre so that they can do a TV show. I think this is going to be interesting. I'm not sure what you guys think, or if you're even big Texas Chainsaw fans, but this is a big deal for a company to get the rights to this. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm not the biggest Texas Chainsaw person. I do enjoy that first movie. I'm not big on kind of the franchise and the other films as a whole. I did actually go see it for Texas Chainsaw Day when they re-released it into theaters. But I am a huge fan of JT Molnar. Like, Strange Darling was my favorite movie of that year. And, you know, Glenn Powell, all of the charisma in the world. So, and he's a Texan. So, I mean, I'm curious.
Think he'll be the protagonist? You think he'll be one of the leads going in to deal with the family, or do you think he'll be
I would think family? I mean, he could go either way, because I think, you know, he is trying to do things that maybe challenge this persona that he has. So I could see him kind of maybe trying to push it and be the villain. But then, of course, he is Glenn Powell, you know, smiley charisma guy. So he could also, you know, end up just defaulting to the hero. Yeah.
Well, I mean, Matthew McConaughey played one of the antagonists in one of the Texas Chainsaw movies. Not that that's considered at all a good one, but still, like, he was crazy and creepy in that movie. He did not give the like, oh wow, you know, hey kind of guy. He was
Well, and to be fair, that was like earlier in his career,
very early. Yeah,
so
that was like
he didn't really have this. Yeah, he didn't have this brand already developed. So he had the freedom to kind of do that. I think where Glenn Powell might be challenged a little more. Like, I would imagine it'd be hard for me to like see him show up as the villain. I'd be like, I don't know if I'd take it as seriously. I'd be like, what?
Maybe some makeup, like maybe just something to help you get there.
I'd have to like, they'd have to really take the Glenn Powell
out of the equation. You are too good looking to be that way, sir. We can't have that. Hello, Law. Welcome.
Hello. What up, Bree? Me to you, girl. Looking cute. Okay, I had to get that out. Hey, y'all. Hey, Brian.
Hey.
So before we get to Law, because I want to hear Law's opinion, but Brian, what are your thoughts on this franchise coming to TV?
Yeah, like Janine, I'm not like the biggest fan of this franchise. I do think it does lend itself well to like a series, though, because you can really dig in to like the messed up background nature of these people. Like, and A24, you know, that's just a good combo, I think. Done well, I think. Like I loved like the original. I did like that initial remake that they did.
Jessica Biel.
Yes, the Jessica Biel one. I was a fan of that one.
Yeah, me too.
But then everything else has been like,
There was another one that they did that had what's her name? Striking Blue Eyes. She was in the Percy Jackson movie. She was in
Alessandra Daddario.
That's Daddario. She was in one that actually was like the third one of the remakes. It was actually pretty good too. Like I was actually kind of shocked. If you get a good final girl, like it can be really, really good, even if you just kind of throw a bunch of crap at her. As long as she's pulling the weight, it can go well. So
well, this movie coined the term "final girl." So
that's true.
That's fitting.
That's a very good point. Lala. So A24 is set to
final girl.
Oh, I like that. So they're not so final. What are the? I don't know. They'd have to be like ushered away by the police or something. A24 is set to do this Texas Chainsaw Massacre TV show. Glenn Powell's set to be in it. JT Molnar. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
I'm kind of with Bri and Janine on this one. I'm not like a huge Texas Chainsaw Massacre fan, but I've watched a few of them and didn't have like really any complaints because I'm not like deep in it to be like, how dare they do this thing that I didn't care to.
Yeah. Like in my franchise,
you feel me? Like
the face really made out of leather. I'm
you know
really
what I'm saying?
confused.
Like, is it actual skin? Because if it's not authentic. Like I'm not
like inconsistencies. I'm not really looking into all of that. Yeah.
That wasn't the original chainsaw they used. What are you doing?
Like, I like my horror. I like my gory stuff sometimes. I love A24. So I'm excited to see and it's TV. So it's like maybe we're going to get me deeper into characters, things like that. I will say Glenn Powell is everywhere. He's the golden boy, I guess, right now. So it would have been like, no disrespect to him, because I know as an actor, I don't want nobody to be like, well, dang, this could have went to somebody else. But it'd have been nice to maybe a new face to be in this TV. It's a TV show. Maybe you could have started somebody's career with this kind of role. But he auditioned, he won. I'm interested to
producing
see
too, so
that makes even more sense.
That has a lot more to do with it.
Brian, that makes even more, because if I was producing,
that makes me
I'm
think.
Rocky that thing. Yeah. I'm a star in it. So
Or maybe he's gonna do what you think, La, and actually he may take a role that's kind of a little in the background.
Right, maybe he might be the guy that's on
or something.
He might be that one guy that's at the gas station in the rocking chair, just watching people go by.
Or he's like,
so you're talking about the Harbinger,
Two-Faced Cop or something.
Yeah,
I was thinking a cop would be a good fit, because he could play
honestly, and he could come back in multiple times if he wanted to be in it. But I don't think. I'm happy he's producing, but if he don't star, I wouldn't be mad. If he does star, I'm still not gonna be mad because it ain't gonna do nothing to my life. But I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see a TV show, because Texas Chainsaw Massacre as a TV show, that seems kind of interesting to me.
Could be. Yeah. I did ask both Janine and Brian if they think he'd be a good antagonist in the show.
He doesn't have the face of a good antagonist to me. No disrespect. Is that what Bryce said? He doesn't, unless they do some real prosthetic, put a scar on his face, maybe some jacked up teeth. I don't know. Give him a few pounds or something. I don't see him being I'm gonna be like, that dirty man, good looking. He should be.
I know. But that's just a dirty
question. It you're a cannibal, but I don't know, man.
Yeah.
You gonna have a purty mouth. Come on,
purty mouth. That's perfect. I love it. All right. So cautiously optimistic, I might say, is what the panel thinks. All right, perfect. Yeah. We've got more news here coming up. So we've got a new Cape Fear TV show. What are all these movies being adapted into TV shows? Javier Bardem, I would assume, is going to play the antagonist. I would hope is going to play the antagonist. Cool. And Amy Adams will play the wife.
Look at that face. I hope so too.
I know.
He can play both sides well. But I mean, we got No Country for Old Men, right, as his primary.
Well,
but
Skyfall too.
Yeah.
Right, another great one. Yeah. So I got to go to Brian first, because he's an Amy Adams fan to the max. So I'm curious what you think of this.
Amy. Yeah, I mean, it's great to see. She'd kind of been. I mean, I haven't really seen a lot from Amy Adams in a while.
For a little bit.
This is great to see her in a show, and a Cape Fear. I think this is another one of those properties that I think will lend itself well to TV. Please not do 6 episodes. Please, let's do.
What do you think?
More. Let's do 10 at least. I don't know.
Like a good 10 or 13. I like that. Solid.
Really let it breathe. Let it breathe. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes. what happened to 22 episodes though? Do you know what I mean?
See, I feel like whole TV
series,
there's a lot of filler, which is nothing wrong with a couple filler episodes if they're good.
But I do love some of those. I mean, look at what they did with The Last of Us and that famous episode.
Yeah, that is a filler episode.
Amazing. I don't.
But it's one of the best episodes on the whole show. Like
it is.
That's
no, it is. That's which is the crazy thing. It's like
I don't mind 22 episodes of good TV.
Yeah,
but if you know that like somewhere around here you like, well, this doesn't make sense for me to do 20 or do 15.
No, for sure.
Don't do it just to do it. Do it with purpose.
Just don't do it to just do it. So like if you're gonna give me an episode and it takes about I'll say sometimes take like 4 episodes depending on the writing to get like a good character establishment.
And
and then you can go and give me the rest. Then you like give me like 15 episodes. You know what I'm saying? Like
but I think this is and Harvey. I mean, they're both incredible. Javier,
because I was already Morgan and me were on a call about to do a recording, and he just read the news to me. Like he didn't say who was in it. He was just like, Cape Fear is a TV show. And I'm like, no, like this is literally one of the best like original films and really great adaptation and really great remake. It's a rare kind of thing where the original is really good and the remake is really good. And it's also purposeful. It does things different than the original film did it. And then he told me it was Javier Bardem and Patrick Wilson. And I'm like,
and then you went, wait, Patrick Wilson is playing the husband?
Yes, he's going to be the lawyer character.
Wait, but then I'm going to root for Javier, though. Then I'm going to... That's going to be... Maybe they should go the other way. Make Patrick Bateman the bad guy.
Is a good-looking man who can switch to be kind of evil nicely. That's what I'm kind of like. Now I'm confused on what I should do.
Well, we don't know. I mean, for all we know, Javier is going to play the husband. We don't know who's going to play what. So
no, he is. No, Javier's going to be Max Cady.
Okay.
Yes, I've never seen Fear, so I don't know.
And Scorsese's
well, we're going to do the pair
too.
Yeah.
Nice. That's awesome.
So
Sorry, I just thought about the studio and how they stole his last script from him.
I know.
Sorry.
Really
okay, so Janine, I know you got your thoughts. Are you excited about this at all, or?
No, I've never seen the movie, so I have no.
So you have no context at all.
No
I wasn't sure
context
if you'd whether you knew the plot or sometimes we get the movie spoiled for us. So we'll just have to make you watch them then.
But I like Javier Bardem. I like Amy Adams. I like Patrick Wilson. I don't see like no issues in my book. But if you're a fan of like,
if you see Robert Mitchum's performance in the original and Robert De Niro's performance in the remake, you will be able to see like immediate Javier.
Okay, because I was about to say,
will fit in line.
I was about to say, isn't it like 2 of them?
Yeah. So the original is Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum.
Who is a great pick.
Yes, and both of them appear in cameos in the remake.
Yeah,
that's cool. Okay, we're gonna have to tap into that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
All right.
Yeah.
So what more news do we have? Aina? All right. Kristen Stewart purchased Highland Theater.
Yes.
And she's basically trying to find a way to get rid of corporatized theaters and doing her own thing. So
see,
I know it's down near you, Janine, so you're probably gonna go down and
I will be going. I will
be going.
I dig what she's doing with her life. I don't know her from
I love her. Like I
love what she's doing. I love the conversation she's been having doing her interviews with people. I love because like she's a child, she's a Nepo baby. She's a child of Hollywood. Like she's in this. She's been in it on all sides. I love to see her kind of like, because I feel like sometimes when you're at a certain like precipice as an actor, you just sit there and now you wait for people to give you roles, you wait for things to kind of happen for you. And I feel like she's doing things that I wish other artists would do. Like if you talk about needing arts to be back or needing this, okay, be on the forefront of that. Like be on the forefront of getting the theater and open it up to the community. And you're gonna charge people, but you're not gonna break people's pockets to come have fun at a theater because you're
gonna showcase movies made by women.
Exactly.
And, and people
I love this.
That's a cool looking venue too.
Isn't it? My God, you can keep the bones, kind of modernize it if you want to. Knowing her, she'll probably do some cool stuff. So that'll be a whenever that opens up, that'll be a highlight for me to go, go get Janine and be like, let's go to the theater.
Let's go. Yes.
Is this is a weird thought, but I almost feel like it's an important thought. Why can't we bring back dressing up to go to the movies? Like, bring back making it an experience. So that
I do that because I'm weird
to watch a movie.
Like, I literally have an outfit plan to go see Wuthering Heights.
I love that you do that. Like, but that's beautiful, and that's what I'm talking about.
It depends on the movie for me.
The movie, yeah,
it depends on the movie for me.
Right.
Like, I dressed up very Fantastic Four when I was going to go see the Fantastic Four. Like, I had on their shirt, I had on blue and white.
Yes,
so like I was like,
and white too.
Blue and white. I like stuff like that. So like, I'm always a fan to like do stuff like that. But yeah, I agree, Smitty. I agree, because it's just. Like, I watched a video of these two guys and they were specifically talking about like black men, but I feel like this goes for like what they were talking about, but I feel like this word kind of goes for everybody. Bring back the whimsy. Okay, where did whimsy go? Everybody's so bogged down by like life and what's going on. Bring a little skip to your car tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like,
hell yeah.
Bring a little whimsy back, and I feel like the theater is made for that. I feel like the theater is the whimsy. Like go dressed up as Severus Snape to the 30th anniversary of Harry Potter, Sorcerer's Stone or whatever. Like, go and have some whimsy and bring some life back into your own life. You know what I mean? I feel like the theaters could be a great place where that can happen.
I totally agree. Yeah, I don't know. And don't, like, I think people have been talking about bringing back hour-and-a-half films, and I agree. We do need some of those. But I still think we need the epics, because we need the balance. I think we need.
I feel like we need them all.
Whatever film.
At this point, give me a 30-minute film. Give me a solid 30-minute film. People can do that. Like, you can make a solid 30-minute film.
Short film, but yeah,
absolutely. Like, you can make those.
But start showing more short films in theaters, or start showing more short films before other films, or like start pairing them up and giving us some more solid. Because there's some great 8-minute short films you could throw in before 100 previews.
Right.
Exactly. That I think would be more entertaining than watching the previews.
I feel like Pixar should start doing that more often. At the beginning of their movies, they should just show a short.
Well, and they used to.
That was like a part of their regular format.
Yeah, right.
They should go back to that. That was fun times. Because honestly, or show a short to the new movie you're gonna have released. Like, make it profitable for yourself. Like, make a short of this hour and 30-minute. Like a 5-minute short to this movie that you're gonna premiere next year, and give people a little insight. And
even with these doomsday trailers, they're saying a lot of this stuff is not even things that are going to be in the movie. It's literally just like to kind of advertise the movie. So why not, like, you got the budget to do stuff like that, why not like film a little movie, kind of
go a little further, right? Just give us and tell us what's been happening. Tell us everything that we're not getting in between. Would be nice.
Yeah, or have fun with it. Get my man from Ant-Man back. What's his name? That told the stories.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Like, get him back and just have him be like, let's get the review the first 10 years or recap this. Like, have him do it because everybody loved him and it'll be fun and it can be funny. Yeah. And, I don't know, be creative, y'all. Nobody's creative.
Agreed. And it doesn't have to be on Doomsday. Do it with other things.
No, absolutely. It can be other
Disney
things.
owns, and try to sprinkle it around. Anyway, this is going to be exciting. We'll have to see what she does with this.
Yeah, shout out to Kristen for that.
Yeah.
One more piece, I think. Yes, this happened here in Oregon. Decided to yank the Melania documentary because, or they yanked it. Sorry, Amazon yanked it because this marquee was actually poking fun at
popping off. Love it.
Well, the thing about this theater is like they do this shit all the time, though. So this is not new for them. They always like have fun, kind of snarky, silly, marquee stuff.
So it has nothing to do with this documentary, but they got offended over it.
Yeah, but they kind of
they ramped it up
into it way more. Yeah, they ramped it up. They're like, no, fuck this. We're gonna
I love it. Yeah. Yeah, apparently they're trying to say this movie made history, and that makes me giggle because they're trying to say it in a positive way. And $75 million with an $8 million opening. That's not history. I'm sorry.
No,
it's called a flop. Yeah. That's the definition of a flop because they're not going to make back that 75. So you guys have fun with your cult classic, which it will never become.
I don't have no words. All I have is this.
Yeah,
that's a great response. I love it. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna praise the theater and move right past all that. Okay. We do have two movies we're going to.
I'm gonna have to go there when I come out.
You're just 100%. Like making all your tour stuff.
Right. Oh, we lost her. She's back. Okay.
It's okay. I don't love you no more. Oh, thank you, Aina.
So we've got two movies we're going to be reviewing, both Wes Craven films from the 1990s, and of course we're going to hear from Janine about this movie first. The first movie is The People Under the Stairs, directed by Wes Craven, starring Ving Rhames, and then I know it's
Brandon Quinn
Wendy.
Adams.
Say it again.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Brandon Quinn Adams.
I hadn't gotten to his name yet because I don't have his name memorized, because the only movie I've ever seen him in is this movie. So
we gotta watch the
Sandlot and the Mighty Ducks.
I've never seen the Mighty Ducks. I've never seen the Mighty Ducks. They were way past my time.
Man.
Not for me.
I know, right? Ooh, yeah. Google Nation.
Everett. So we've got Brendan Quentin Adams, and we've got Everett. Man, my brain today. Everett McGill, Wendy Robbie, and then AJ Langer, Ving Rhames, Sean Whalen. Those are the big names in this movie. Well, Bill Kopp. I don't want to miss Bill Kopp, but I know Brian had never seen this movie, and I know Law, you had. This is one of those horror movies. Oh, you have never seen. Okay, but you had seen.
Don't lie on me. Don't lie. I've seen Vampire Brooklyn. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll be going with them first. But before, as I said, we are going to hear from Janine about some trivia about this movie.
That's all right. Well, Wes Craven was inspired to write this film after reading a real-life news story about burglars breaking into a house. When authorities arrived, the burglars had disappeared, but they discovered locked doors and noises coming from behind them. Children had been locked up inside the rooms by their parents, never allowed to go outside. Wow. Wes Craven chose Wendy Robbie and Everett McGill to play the parts of mommy and daddy after seeing them play husband and wife in the TV series Twin Peaks.
Love that.
The coin Fool pulls out of Spencer's hand is real. It is known as an American Gold Eagle and contains 1 ounce of 22 karat gold. It would have been worth approximately $708 in 1991.
Oh, wow.
Shortly before his death, Wes Craven was developing a TV show version of the film on the Sci-Fi Channel.
That'd have been
right.
I'm glad that never happened.
Yeah, Sci-Fi Channel creeped me out. One day I was I walked into a room and I was like, "What are you watching?" And the TV said, "You are watching the Sci-Fi Channel." It was like,
I love the Sci-Fi Channel,
right?
All my nerdness was like on the Sci-Fi Channel. It's like they just knew what I wanted to watch. I was like, "Thank you."
Hilary Swank auditioned for the role of Roach. Roach was originally written to be either male or female. Yeah,
interesting.
Come on, Hilary. She's been breaking boundaries since the early years. Come on,
I know. Wendy Robbie, the woman, credits this film as the most fun she's ever had on a film set and one of her favorite projects she's ever done.
Mm-hmm.
Although Alice was a
Burn in hell. Sorry,
man.
She was having a lot of fun. Yeah. Although Alice was a 12-year-old girl, actress AJ Langer was almost 17 when she played the character in this movie. This was her feature film debut. Actor Sean Whalen, this was also his feature film debut, who played Roach, was 26 years old when he played the part of at least supposedly a 15 or 16-year-old boy in the film.
But he's been looking like that since forever. When I saw that boy, I've seen him in so many things. I was like, this man does not age until he did. Like I was just like, he was in youth for quite some time.
Yes. And lastly, the film earned back its $6 million budget within a few days of its theatrical release.
Nice.
Yeah.
I helped that. I actually saw this one in theaters when I was a freshman.
Very nice, Smitty.
You're welcome. You're welcome, world, for helping that.
You're welcome.
All right. So I know that Janine and I both have seen this movie. So I definitely want to go with you guys first. But Brian, I'm very curious. What do you think of People Under the Stairs?
I hope I'm not gonna.
I love this.
Someone's yum on this one. But...
I love this. Come on, Brian.
Like there's this is one of those movies where it's like I without looking it up, I was like, is this a horror comedy? Because there's some like ridiculous stuff in this where I'm laughing at it, where I'm just like, the parents are just like insane. And then like there's just stuff that happens like that I don't know why, like with the GIMP outfit. I'm like, why?
Yeah, why
is he in this outfit suddenly?
Just, like adding to the insanity of these people, I guess. God.
Yeah, I'm like, what is going on? Like, what is up with these two?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was like, man, I don't know. It was I'm glad I watched it. It's pretty ridiculous.
Yeah.
It was kind of creepy. There wasn't, I mean, how ridiculous the stuff was, like, made it less creepy for me, even though like but then at the same time though, I would think about like, you know, this isn't too far off from like reality. Like there's been reports of these kind of people existing and doing terrible
and also like the gentrification aspect of them like taking over this neighborhood.
Oh my God.
And, like displacing people and having no problem with that.
Oh yeah, totally. Like in Wes Craven fashion, this is a more exaggerated
version of a real life
version of that kind of thing happening, you know, like and like the community kind of getting that money back in a way, you know. I thought the young actor, what was his name?
Brendan Quinn Adams.
Yes, Brendan Quinn Adams. Thought he did a really good job in this, you know, because I mean it's kind of like a lot of it's on his shoulders.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, Ving Rhames is like Ving Rhames is in it, but then he's not. And then,
a lot of people are in it, and then not.
Yeah, but
because even Roach has like 4 scenes. Like,
oh, I know. R.I.P. Roach, but but like I kind of wish I would have like learned more about the people under the stairs, because really it's more about, you know,
I agree with that.
Yeah, this kid trying to just like survive in this like messed up house, really, you know, and like this insane couple. I mean, the funny thing too is like there's like random guns and like these all these secret compartments around this, and also like how big is this house?
This house is massive.
They show it not being big, but they talk like Ving Rhames talks about it goes on forever.
It goes on forever. Yeah, I'm like, does it?
Like it feels like there's 20 billion hallways and
my God.
It's like the Winchester mystery house in San Jose, but like compacted down into a little house.
Yeah. It's like it just like keeps going down and like oh man, it's pretty ridiculous. It's
bonkers.
It's bonkers.
Really, bonkers is a good word.
Yeah.
That was a good TV show. That was good.
Bonkers.
It was an animated show called Bonkers.
Now I know.
You just like unlock the core memory like in my brain. The people under the stairs, I loved it. Okay,
that's what I was hoping you'd say.
I loved it. It was so weird, and I loved it so much. It was so weird. So I just want to say first off, shout out Wes Craven. May he rest in peace. The way that I feel like he loved Black people. Okay.
Yes.
Or at least liked us to some degree.
Right.
Who else was featuring
I was
Black
curious about that too.
Horror?
Yeah. I was curious if he had like if there's some background on.
No, I'm so curious on that too. Like, does he have family, or did he go through something?
Even
like, I don't know.
Rainbow is like, you know,
right? Or is he just a nice
African
man?
Voodoo stuff and
Like, or did he just notice like the way we get treated, and it was just like, you know what? Why is this like this? I'm going to do these things in my films. I'm going to, you know,
feature these
benefactor. I'm going to feature these characters, these actors. So like, shout out to Wes Craven first and foremost for that. But I thought this movie was crazy. Okay. I loved every bit of it. Okay. Brandon Quinn Adams was so good. This movie speaks to like the Black experience in a way. This young man has been a great actor since in everything that I've seen him in. The fact that his career only got to a certain place. Now, if that was of his own volition, sure. Partly I feel like it wasn't. So it's like the fact that his career got to a certain standpoint, like this boy had everything on his shoulders. I was screaming at the TV. I was like, he brave, because the moment I escaped, I wasn't going back.
Like, I gotta go back immediately.
He was like, I promise Alice could have came with you.
Right? I'm not done with that.
Why didn't Alice go? I know, like
she didn't go. I would have been listen. But I thought it had its funny moments, it had its serious moments. I thought the parents, which were actually brother and sister, Lord. I
don't think they were parents to anyone, by the way.
No.
They stole those kids. They stole all those kids. They weren't parents to anybody. But then I was like, well, their background must have been that they want to be parents. Listen, when he grabbed his junk, when he looked at that girl, I said,
"Oh man, I know."
Out of this girl, and she knew it too. She was like,
"Oh yeah,
come help me go to sleep." Like she knew it too, and it's just like. But there's no telling what he's done to her in private. You know what I mean? So like, I was just like, it touched on so many things. It had its funny moments, which was nice to have like a little bit of levity and something that was a little dark. Like when a dog attacked Ving Rhames the first time, I was like, that's Cotton. No, that is a Cotton dog. At certain points, I was like, that angle, that's a fake dog. But
that's not a real dog.
That's not a real dog. We're gonna let that go though.
Animal.
I said this is 91 and it's okay. And but there are moments where you can see how smart Fool is. He's which is funny because his name is Poindexter, which is usually goes for somebody that's really smart, but they call him a fool, but he's very smart. So I like that.
To explain it too, like it's a fool because he hasn't had the experience, not because he's like dumb.
Right.
He is a fool.
Right. But then he's not at the same time. Like he's so like I don't know. I felt like he was bred for this because he went back. He set up a whole plan. He had a whole thing that he had to do. And
almost like a reverse Home Alone.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna give these coins to the fam and then I'm gonna go back in and implement this plan.
Right. And save somebody else. And I love the fact that he thought about the other kids that are like now like just very messed
like
up.
Like 40.
Like very messed up now.
All these middle-aged kids.
Well, like I love that he wanted to go back and help them. I love that he wanted to go back and help Alice, and I love that it's all on the back, essentially, of Roach dying for him to live.
Right.
So like, you see, like without even words, Roach making these connections, being able to protect and save and things like that. Like it was such an odd film. Like let's call it spade a spade. It's a weird, odd film. But it speaks a lot to like our society now in 2026, how people view Black people, how people buy up neighborhoods and force people out just so they can have a better neighborhood away from like it's
and they just like hoarded that money too, right?
Right.
Which he said he liked
Then I was like, okay, all these hidden doors, they got money to do all this. They got money to have like little things that'll lock the door, make a pantry. But then it showed the ineptness of the cops because y'all don't believe nobody. You believe these people off rip. If this car, if this van was in a robbery and I was in this parking lot, like it's in this place, why ain't y'all doing
question? I know why you're not like go to the warrant.
And then you see all those dolls and find out so many other people have gone missing.
When she put the dolls out, I was like, they've been killing people. Like just over time because ain't no telling how long that girl been there just making dolls.
Oh my God.
And doing these things. And honestly, she made a fool doll that they end up throwing at the dog, and that's how the dog slid down. But he didn't die, so I do appreciate this little Black boy living. Okay, everybody, I just really appreciate this little Black boy living. But I thought this film was, I can see this, which I don't want it to be, but I wouldn't mind if it was. Still keep it as a Black lead because this is a story that I don't think you can really change the gender to be like a white person, but you can do it like another person of color that's disenfranchised or however you want to look at it.
In the neighborhood and
absolutely. Yeah. But I can see them recreating this with just like with better like technology now to be even more like horror filled and kind of like
I wouldn't want them to add much. They wouldn't.
I wouldn't want them to add much. Yeah. Like I don't need you to add anything to it, but just like the quality of the film itself, I can see it kind of like beefing up. But I love what they did with this. Shout out to everybody involved. I thought this was great. I enjoyed myself. So
see, this is kismet because that's literally how I felt when I was 14 and still do to this day. I love it. Janine, people on the stairs.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing this film for the first time and thinking it was the coolest thing to have this Black kid protagonist as a Black kid. So, and then just to see him kind of course correct and be incredibly brave in all of these insane situations, I really loved this character for that. And even just setting up kind of the grim family dynamic. So there's like pressure on him to want to, his mom is sick and they're going to get evicted and all of this stuff. Right. So really kind of bringing in those real world issues to kind of enhance like why this is so important for him to do. And then once he's in there, this moral aspect also kind of gets piled on top of that of saving Alice and freeing all of these other kids. So, I mean, I think it's really fun. I love that the mommy and daddy actors are just kind of, throwing everything at the wall and just having a blast. And, as crazy as it gets and as silly as it gets, they're just, all in. So I have a lot of fun with those characters, just kind of hamming it up and going crazy with everything.
Yeah, you can tell they were having fun. For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Especially when she was trying to kill Alice. When she was trying to kill Alice and she would just... She just screaming. I was like, she's having a ball.
And she took in a deeper breath so she could scream more.
Yeah, she was like, more.
Yes, exactly. Because I watched her whole kind of talk with her about this character, and like what she brought to it was like she felt like the universal thing with anybody is pain, and so she kind of ingratiated that aspect into her character. Like everyone can relate to being in pain, and so that was kind of her character's focus. And she talked about that scene where, the bathtub scene where she's scrubbing her with the hot water. She was like, talk to AJ. That was like the first scene she had filmed and first meeting she had with AJ.
Oh, wow.
And so she was like, okay, like, so she kind of talked it over with her. Like, I want you to feel safe. And like, I don't want to like lift your dress or make you feel uncomfortable or anything. So I'm just going to kind of like pick up the dress like this way and make it look like so you feel comfortable with everything, but let's just kind of go for it. Let's be as crazy and loud as possible. And this was like the first scene they filmed together. And after they kind of were screaming and going crazy into that whole bathtub scene, everyone was just kind of like they didn't know what to do, I guess.
This is what we're doing.
Exactly.
Right.
So I mean, I really enjoy this film. I love the issues that it tackles. I love that everyone's just kind of giving it their all, and I think it's wacky and fun and cuckoo bananas.
Absolutely. Can I say one of my favorite scenes though is when like towards the end and they're looking for Fool and they're looking for Alice, like they can't like find her, after he kind of like gets her out and she's in the kitchen and she's looking at it and you just see Alice dip down and get her shoe and she comes back up. I don't know why, but I love that show. I love that shot.
His house.
Like when she's looking for the fork and Roach just like hands her the fork and she just pets his hand like good boy.
I love all the like, like what was it when they were in the bathroom and
grabs him
and he grabs him and he closes it back, but then when he opens it he's like like he couldn't get in. And
I think Roach has been building behind the scenes is what it feels like.
I love that though.
And he's been in there for years. So
it was like something that I love, that it was another kid that you couldn't beat. Right?
Yeah.
You might have cut his tongue off, but like you didn't kill his spirit. You couldn't find him in his wall. He knew this house better than y'all did, and y'all probably grew up in this house more likely because that was their parents' house.
Oh yeah, this is like fourth generation.
Right. This is like their parents, like these people's house. So it's just like he knows his house better than you. Like when who was it? When Fool came out the cabinet, I said this house is crazy. Like he just came out the cabinet and snuck down. I said, how did he get in here? Like it was just so good.
And then just also like the scary aspect of like you're a burglar breaking into this house and then you see just how they make
messed up it is
and then you realize just how messed up these people are. Like you're kind of the bad guy robbing them, but then you see like how these people are like
you're not the bad guy.
Evil.
When he touched the doorknob and he like got electrocuted, I said, what is this film? I said, what did Janine
what is this movie? See, I like the scene a lot when Fool is trying to fight Prince off at the like doggy door, and he's like, what are they feeding you? And he spits up the guy.
The ring.
If you take the like kind of jokiness away, it's like,
it's horrifying. Like the
I
whole
need to run from this dog or it's gonna eat me.
Well, the whole film is your daddy is like eating parts of Ving Rhames when he's like
Yeah, I was like, so
well,
all
even
y'all
the
cannibals.
first time you see him in the very, very beginning of the movie, he's eating off of a rib cage, and it's definitely like a human rib cage. There's no doubt. And he's like, "Oh, fucking buckshot!" Like,
but she's like, "I don't want to see a cookie ever again. Y'all don't like cookies? Could y'all eat people?" I was like, "What?"
Everett McGill and Wendy Robbie are. They are the hot, like, don't get me wrong, I think everybody did phenomenal in this movie, but I think they amped it up to 11 so much that they just stand out as this, like, I don't know, I am compelled every time I watch the movie because of the two of them and where they take it, and how far they're willing to go. The scene where he kills Prince and he's like, I got him, oh my god, I know. And then she's like, prove it, right? And then he like, the whole scene is so ridiculous and so over the top, but it so lands where it shows how much they always think they're going to win, how they always think they're you know, they get it every time, and they just deal with this dude in the walls as like their biggest nuisance. They never thought Alice would turn on them, and they obviously thought wrong. I'm glad you clarified that she was supposed to be 13 though, Janine, because I always was like, wait, there's like almost like a subtle undertone of they might have a romance thing going,
right?
And I always felt like, wait a minute, she's 17 and he's 13. What is going on? This is a little too far. But so that helps.
Also, like that, like let's not forget to like this couple, the mommy and daddy, they're like super racist too.
Yeah, right? No, absolutely.
Like I think it gets kind of glossed over with all the craziness, but it's like that's part of their motivations around.
Yeah, interestingly enough, a pretty hard N-bomb like right at the beginning.
Hard R. Hard R. I said, whoa, buddy. But like, but also, it's very interesting for them to be as racist as they are, but there was no black people in the basement.
Right. Yeah.
I'm assuming they just got fed.
Those people were all there because
they were trying to find the perfect boy to go with.
Well, that's true.
That's
true.
And as a racist couple, they would not
pick
out a white boy, I would assume.
I liked Fool's line after he sees Spencer. And it goes to Ving Rhames like, you thought he was white before. Like,
he didn't show him his hair was white because he was so
I know.
But see, I wasn't sure in that scene. I wasn't sure if he died due to fright or because it was because it was dust everywhere, like dust was coming out of everywhere. So I'm like, is he just covered in dust? And then when the scene happened between him and Ving Rhames, I was like, I thought, okay, he got scared to death.
Like made his hair white because he was so afraid.
Yeah, he got scared.
Which is weird because he played such a tough guy. I wouldn't have thought, you know, scared to death is a bit much.
He wasn't charmed.
Which I think I was meant to kind of show you this is how bad these people are, that they can scare somebody to death.
Right. Well, and it also, to a point, elevates Fool, because if Fool can handle something that scared that guy to death, then it's great.
Yeah.
I always found it really creepy that Roach was willing to climb down in there and like pull Leroy's character out and like,
oh my god, I know.
And then he smiles, and Fool is just like, hey, Roach. He doesn't even like. It doesn't faze him.
No, because we passed that. We passed that already.
He's like, I already know.
Like craziness.
This is the way it is.
You feel me? He passed that. Bro been electrocuted. He's been like, you know, he had to.
Well, and he took out the dog with the electrocution, which is genius.
Smart. Yeah, I was like, that's very smart. Yeah.
Oh, what a house! What a couple!
No, that house is nuts. And then like I love when Alice finally steps up for herself, and she's like, "You're not my mother." She's like, "Go to hell!" Like I just love when she stepped for herself. And it just completely broke this woman. And it was just like, I was like, "You deserve to be broken, babes." And then I love when everybody came out and just started eating her. I'm like, tear her up, okay?
And them coming from under the stairs, so we're finally
So
they were popping out everywhere.
The Evil Dead hand up the stairs was great. I was like, that's good.
Have you guys seen The Burbs?
It was giving weapons.
No.
Yes.
I feel like this and The Burbs,
I've seen The Burbs,
have a same like kind of like there's a lightheartedness to it, but it's also really dark and gross. So this kind of has a
remake of that now.
I mean, The Burbs
series with Kiki
Burbs was funnier, but
The Burbs is like more like like this is a comedy
more campy,
for sure, but there's this like
that one was way more a comedy for sure. But they both are in that same vein
especially
of like
when you cast Tom
dark but funny. You can't really get away from that. Yeah, the gimp suit that you brought up, Brian, I wanted to bring up that, and I wanted to bring up the tub, actually. The gimp suit, my wife and I were talking about it, and she settled on, she thinks that the man, which is what he's called in the credits, man, is such a little bitch for woman that he gimps it up in order to, like, he's not as tough as the suit or, like, the way he portrays himself.
Because she tells him to, like, suit up in order to go hunting.
Yeah.
And this is also the second movie Ving Rhames is in within 3 years with a gimp suit in it.
Yes.
I do like that the community. I love that the Black community came together at the end.
Yes,
I love that they all rallied around. Came through to, which I love, because I was like, okay, this boy went back, but he didn't go back alone. Like, he planned this. Like, he was like, this is what's going to happen. Like, he didn't do this by himself. Which at first I was like, boy, you better bring an adult to fight these adults. But also I felt like he had a bone. He had a bone to pick too, because it was just like, y'all tried to feed me, kill me. Like, y'all tried to do all these stuff. So it's like, I love that he made a plan. And I love that we didn't see it. I love that we saw it plan out.
We didn't need a montage, right?
I didn't need a montage. I didn't need all right, so first step with some kooky music and then be doing stuff like, no.
Although the end credits music is a little kooky and a little, like, way out of tone. I was like, oh.
No, okay. I like it. No, I like
everything's
the ending
fine
music.
Now, I guess.
I like the indie music, yes, because at the end, he goes, how do you feel? And he goes, I feel like $1 million. And that's a hilarious note to end in, and the music to me just matched that.
And he did the right thing, and the songs do the right thing. So.
I know. I see, like, 12 guys that can't talk now wandering the streets. They're not taken to a hospital.
I was cracking up. I was like, so nobody is going to see these pale-faced cavemen just walking by them, because they all look like the Geico cavemen.
One of them even said to him, he's like, you'll get to experience women. And
women, I'm like,
I look. There's a lot of, like, misogyny jokes in there, because even like at one point Leroy is like, I'm going to be Secretary of Pussy. I'm like, okay, this is definitely an early 90s movie.
Also, I was watching it. I was like, y'all just can't leave women alone. I said, in the midst of death, somehow women get thrown in here somewhere. I was like, okay, y'all.
The tub scene that you did mention, for the first time, I've seen this movie like 30 times. Like, I've seen it a lot of times. I love this movie. But this time I'm watching the tub scene, and I noticed the steam coming around the tub.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of being, because I always like, damn, that's hot water. That's like 190 degree water. So they did a really good job. I think it was when they moved, I finally saw the, like, steam blow out slightly. It wasn't in front of the camera.
But that next scene with her face, she looked like a tomato. I said,
she
Lord.
did. Yeah, they did a good job.
I said, wow. But also, I wanted to punch Fool in the throat, because why would you get in the tub and just pull the screen?
I know. It's a little bit of a corner around there.
So what are you doing, sir?
They're not going to look around.
Right.
What are you doing?
So one other thought was, and I noticed it this time, is if you guys ever do watch it again, watch the background, because every room in the house is completely different and has a ton of stuff in the background. There's a whole room that they go into that has a ton of pictures of kids on the wall.
Yeah, I saw that.
Tied together. There's another one. And there's in a lot of rooms. There's one where there's like a brain in a jar, and like, so all of these different rooms have. I think it would be worth looking at, like, what the hell did they do?
Well, even in that, like, went over the top. Even in, like, the money.
Like the vault or whatever.
Like,
it was like,
what the hell is all that crap in the?
I assume that's like the skeleton bones and all that type of stuff. I assume it because
he was like, pan over to it real quick.
Yeah,
never spoken of ever again. Like,
no, it's like a mad scientist room, right? It's like a mad scientist like area.
Yeah.
There's like things in colored jars and stuff.
It almost feels like any really nefarious shit that's been happening in these suburbs and the surrounding city have been started at this house. That's what it feels like. Like, if there's like,
I mean, think about it. It goes back to the grandfather's generation where he was like, even as kids, we didn't walk past that house. So this family has been killing people. Like,
I want to say though,
I
need to say though, like, that this is a very poor representation for funeral homes. This is the stereotype that funeral homes are trying to get away from.
Of all the things to forever.
I've been in many funeral homes.
Yes.
You know, in my that's
yes.
like many don't know I work in the funeral industry, but they're not like that. I promise you.
They're just people,
People are
man.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, all
No,
people
like,
matter.
part of part of my exactly. It's not this like labyrinth of death, like.
Yeah.
And the thing was, too, I was like, "Where's the parking lot? If this is a funeral home, there's supposed to be a parking lot. There's supposed to be like all kinds of other stuff."
It should technically go in a circle. It should technically go in a circle so that when people come in, they can go out.
Exactly, they can go out.
Yeah,
there's like a horseshoe maybe, but because
you got to be able to drop off all the stuff, the things, if you will.
You got to get flowers. You got
right.
Anyway. So don't watch this movie and think this is what
1-star review.
Yeah.
Poor representation of morticians and funeral directors. Even if there is one couple out there like this, it's still not a good representation.
But I mean, think about it. It's like it's giving like Get Out vibes with like the generations of what you've been doing to people of this learned behavior.
And worse,
think about how many families you stopped from becoming family. Like, it's so many people that you've killed, that you've stopped their legacy, you've stopped their family tree. Like, it's just, I was like, geez, man. And I was like, I know it's people out here like that for real. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like,
relatively recently, there was that family where there was like 8 children, their own children, like just trapped. And home.
Wasn't that in Florida?
And one of them, I think so. And one of them finally escaped, and now more of them are coming out to talk. Like Diane Sawyer did this whole big story about them. Yeah, but one of them finally escaped, and that's how everything kind of fell apart finally. But the stuff they went through is insane. So like I was thinking about that family when I was watching this movie.
Yeah,
and then that makes movies like this harder.
Real.
Like it definitely, it's harder to watch horror when things are not great, because
you live in a horror story.
Like right now we need more satire, because we need to be trying to make levity and at least have some joy in our lives. So and that's why you guys are here, because we're trying to bring you joy. So
absolutely, hopefully we're succeeding. So
hopefully
make sure you comment, hit that bell.
You guys are bringing me joy. That's all I know. That's all I can say. And I'm probably sure that most people are watching the Super Bowl right now, but hey, you can listen to us later if you are watching.
No, absolutely.
All right, I think that's a good place to stop and rate. Oh, no, there was one other thing, because it was based on the trivia, and that's what triggered everything I thought about tonight. Wes Craven wrote this based on an article he read. I think he's done like 4 times, because he wrote Nightmare on Elm Street based upon an article.
Inspiration, man.
Came from real stories.
Yeah, and Ken Williamson wrote Scream based off of like a news report he had said when he was home alone of like a serial killer and stuff. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, inspiration strikes, man. I love that.
Right. Well, or write what you know or what you can explore. Like that's what he was doing. So it's great. Anyway, I'm not certain that's going to be true about the next film, but we will get into that. Let's rate this movie. Brian, we're going to let you go first since you went first.
Oh, man. Okay.
Pressure.
I know you guys love it.
Don't rate it based on whether we love it or not.
Yeah. I'm going to give it 6.5.
6.5. So under
it was
that,
the funeral home betrayal, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was like
7.5.
He said, "I don't like slander like this."
Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm trying to get away from this.
I respect it, man.
Right. Totally. Lala.
I give this a solid 8. I will be adding this to my collection. Now, I'm not gonna pay the $15 that they got. Fair, there you go. Yeah. But the moment that bad boy slips to the $5,
yeah.
Okay, I'm there like swimwear. Okay, but yeah, I give this a solid 8.
Yeah, I love it. Janine,
8.5 for me.
Ooh, okay. Of all the Wes Craven's, I'm sorry.
I'm just playing. You like 10? No,
okay. No, I don't think it is a 10 actually. For me, it's basically down to this, Nightmare on Elm Street or Scream for my favorite Wes Craven film, and this one's right there for me. So it's a 9. This is like solid. But I saw it when I was 14, so it hit me like right at the right time. This was one of my favorite horror movies through high school. And if people hadn't seen it, I'd be like, you've got to watch this psycho, crazy, unhinged movie. Please do. All right. So we are going to move on to the next film, which is another Wes Craven film. This one 4 years later in 1995, starring Eddie Murphy, as well as Angela Bassett, Alan Payne, Kadeem Hardison, and John Witherspoon. And this one, same with Wes Craven again, saying that from before. This one is weirdly right between New Nightmare and Scream when it was released. So it's in this like weird spot where it's like right with his most famous properties or something.
Yeah, and it got ignored. Disrespect.
Yeah. It not only did get ignored, it got panned pretty hard.
And that was a cult, and that was a cult classic. So it's like it's crazy.
It definitely has a following, no doubt. No doubt. Janine, what do you got for us for trivia?
All right. Sonia Davis, Angela Bassett's stunt double, died in an accident on the set. Davis's family filed a wrongful death suit against Paramount and Eddie Murphy's production company, alleging the proper safety protocols were not met, and that Davis herself was hesitant about doing the stunt. Eventually, California's division of OSHA issued 4 citations to Paramount and fined them $29,000. However, the plaintiff in the wrongful death suit passed away in 1996, and there was no further information about the case after that. Presumably it got dropped. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Prayers to her family, because that sucks. Yeah.
Kadeem.
That's wild.
Yes. Kadeem Hardison identified this film as his favorite of all his work.
I love that.
Yeah. Despite its initial commercial failure, the film has garnered a reputation as a cult classic over the years. Eddie Murphy's daring performance, the unexpected blend of genres, and Wes Craven's unique direction have made it a memorable entry in the 1990s horror comedy canon. On the directors, Wes Craven suggested that Eddie Murphy ignored his request to play the character vulnerable and felt compelled to showcase his comedic talents. This is the first time Eddie Murphy has played a villain in anything, and his last movie with Paramount.
Interesting.
Charlie Murphy stated that the movie was intended to be a straightforward horror film without any laughs, but Wes Craven brought a different tone to the film. So everyone's saying something different.
Yeah.
Weird.
Who wanted what?
I wouldn't have thought Wes was bringing the comedy because it's not really his style.
Exactly.
To bring comedy. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't think I'd blame Wes on this one.
Yeah. Eddie Murphy wouldn't write another story until Norbit 12 years later. Interestingly, his co-writer of both movies was his brother, Charlie Murphy.
Yep, Charlie. Yep. May he rest in peace.
Yes. Eddie Murphy wanted to work with director Wes Craven because he was a big fan of his movies, including The Last House on the Left, The Serpent and the Rainbow, and The People Under the Stairs.
Look at that connection.
Yeah.
There's one other connection. Go ahead, Janine.
Director Wes Craven mentioned that the film taught him a difficult lesson about making a horror comedy, which he used to make Scream in 1996.
So literally without this movie, we don't have Scream.
I mean, it seems like it.
Yeah. Potentially, yeah. Charlie Murphy, Eddie Murphy's brother, was supposed to play one of the lead characters. Doesn't say which one, but
I feel like probably Kadeem Hardison's character. I would see him as like.
I would say Julius would have made the most sense.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
again,
yeah. Angela Bassett revealed that she experienced some claustrophobia while filming the movie, particularly during the coffin scenes.
I'll do it.
Yeah. Rapper Flava Flav was originally supposed to portray Julius Jones. Kadeem Hardison.
Oh my God.
I can see it. Honestly, I can see it.
I know.
I can see it. I'm still glad they went this way.
Yeah. The movie was initially meant to be directed by Eddie Murphy. And finally, Eddie Murphy was an avowed fan of director Wes Craven's work. Approaching the director during their first meeting at the actor's home, he began reciting dialogue from The Hills Have Eyes.
Love it.
Okay, that's a way to get attention.
Absolutely.
That's a way.
Do we know what stunt that was? That stunt performer?
No, I'm not sure.
Trying to think.
It was something that Angela Bassett's character was definitely doing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of a scene that she would have had to have done something. Yeah, because there's a lot of scenes where she's running or talking.
Yeah.
Maybe fighting. She fights another stunt person. Somebody fights a stunt person when she flips Maximilian in the Italian guy's body over the table. I can't really think of anything else, honestly. Brian, you said you hadn't seen this?
Italian is hilarious.
Oh, I know.
Right.
Oh my god.
It reminded me very much of his characters in Coming to America. I was very much like, oh, okay, he's going back. Right. Yeah. He's going back to do this again. So Brian hadn't seen this. I only saw this the one time when it came out. Janine, you had seen this?
I've seen it a couple times, yeah.
Okay. So feels like we're going to go by default. Yeah, La was like, yeah. So like, oh, yeah. Brian, go ahead again. I don't normally go to the same person twice, but I'm really curious. So
okay, here we go. I will say I not to compare the two, but I did enjoy this one probably more than I did The People Under the Stairs. One is like I love Eddie Murphy. And you get to see Angela Bassett's arms.
Yeah, so I'm like, could Angela Bassett have anything to do with this?
Maybe. Yes, there's an Angela Bassett factor in there.
Bias.
But, right. But yeah, and then she gets like vampire fangs. I'm like, stop it. What are you doing?
Too much. I can't take it.
Yeah, right.
I love that.
But no, this is like there's a lot of great things about this film. Like I am curious like about all this talk about like the struggle, between whether they want to make it serious or like the tone. Like it's really because this really just was kind of a blip, when it came out, and it wasn't really on my radar. Like I was aware of it, Vampire in Brooklyn, and just being like. It wasn't one of Eddie's bigger films and whatnot. I did love seeing that he was going to do multiple characters in this, like I mentioned, like I love seeing him play a white person. Yeah. It's so he's
the
just
Italian guy Guido.
Yeah, I mean, I think he does a really good job. Yeah, like he really I don't know, he really lost himself in this Italian guy is character. Like it was hard for me to find Eddie Murphy in there.
Yeah, in there.
Yeah, so it was great. But I loved seeing Eddie play a villain, and like he was really I don't feel like he, even though like some of the stuff we heard, like maybe they tried to lean into like Eddie's comedic side, but I feel like we didn't really see a lot of it.
They hit it at the right points. Where
only when
it didn't overshadow his dramaticness.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like when he was like women, that was like comedy. When he was
exactly. No, totally. I mentioned that too. I was like, that was pretty good. Yeah. And there were some like traditional like vampire elements. Like Kadeem Hardison's character is essentially, the Renfield character.
Renfield, he's a ghoul. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and I love that he's like falling apart.
Every scene comes back and he gets worse and worse. Every scene
he has that white mannequin hand for like the rest of the movie.
That is pretty great.
It's pretty good. I know.
Every time we go,
you're improvising.
He's more and more deteriorated every time he sees it.
So good. So good.
Man. Yeah. And like,
well, and nobody saw it as abnormal either. That was what it was really.
Right. I know. No one's
like everybody was like, "You're falling apart, man." He's like, "I know."
John Witherspoon was like, "You ain't got enough hands to drive."
Right. Better check. Make sure everything's there.
Having John Witherspoon in this is like,
it was great.
So good.
I love him. Every time he pops up, and I'm like, okay, he's gonna say something just insane,
crazy.
And
he always wants him in things. I read something like I read recently watch Boomerang, and like he was just in a random scene in Boomerang, and it was literally they wanted to cut it, but he's like, no, like leave it in it. Doesn't put the story forward or anything.
I think it was something like they didn't even want him. I think he did this, he said it in his documentary or something like that. I think on Netflix that they didn't even want John Witherspoon, and he fought for him, and they fought for his scenes to be in there because he loves John Witherspoon.
That's cool. Yeah. You kind of don't like argue with Eddie Murphy.
Exactly.
It is my movie.
Like, come on, it's my movie. Exactly. Especially when he's like producing most of them. Like,
it's my movie.
But yeah, there's some stuff in this one where I can see why it got some like critical pandering, a little bit. Like it feels kind of disjointed at parts. Like I think that's the tone conflict that it had. But all in all, like there's like plenty of stuff to enjoy. Again, like the Angela Bassett
and
tell it, Brian.
Angela Bassett.
There's Angela,
Bassett,
and then there's Angela, and then Mrs. Bassett.
Angela Bassett in a coffin.
Angela
Bassett,
Angela.
Yeah.
I mean,
and then she's a vampire.
It's a red and black dress. You know what I'm saying? It's
oh my god.
The outfit when she comes out.
Stop it.
Yeah. And she still looks great. I was like, ma'am, how are you doing this?
Angela Bassett
Why are you
vampire.
still beautiful?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know Angela Bassett vampire was like one of my things, but apparently
there you go, man.
He's on Angela Bassett vampire talk now, like he's locked in.
Making thirst trap edits. Yeah.
It's just edit after edit after edit. Photo shoots, the whole thing. If you guys want to know, you were asking about Sonia Davis. Hannah went and grabbed the details, I don't think the stunt is in the movie based upon what it is. But it required, let's see, the stunt required her to perform 42 backward fall off a Los Angeles building top into an airbag, and the airbag didn't hold her, and her head.
Yeah, they said it was too small. And she pretty much hit the ground. It didn't do anything for her, and she died from those injuries. Yeah.
But her head is what hit the hardest.
Yeah, hit the hardest.
Anyway, now you guys know at least.
Yeah, that wasn't in the movie. Yeah.
No, and that's why I was like, no, this is definitely not in the film. Anyway, so that is wild. Where those kinds
rest
of
in
things
peace, and love to her family. She still has family that's around. So yeah,
absolutely. I guess I'll go second since
absolutely.
Like I said, I only seen this once, so watching it was very fresh to me. The tones are the biggest thing that I have a problem with the film. Like the comedy and the gothic romance just miss. Like they don't land in the same place. So I feel like I'm watching almost two films. One that's a comedy about a vampire, and one that's serious and like his love story. Eddie Murphy as a vampire might be one of the greatest things I've ever seen in cinema history, because he does it so perfectly. Like I don't think they gave him enough of a chance to be a serious actor, because they leaned on him doing comedy for so long that when he does, and that's not completely true. You can look at like Beverly Hills. There's moments in movies like that where he
has his moments.
He really dials it in. But this, like, the accent was really good, because he was going for something.
Because he's meant to be like a Caribbean, and he's like a
but it's a little different. But he does bring with him the lore. I love that they're just like, he's the last one, so you don't have to like worry about why other vampires aren't coming and attacking him. I don't know. Like, I never, in all of my life, I never thought of Eddie Murphy as like a good-looking man, just a funny man. Like, I'm not saying he's unattractive, but it was never like.
No, I got you.
He's not Denzel. He's not George Clooney, right? He's not those.
But he been fine. I'm just like, he been fine.
But you put him, you put him in this hair, you put him in this look, and holy
he said
shit,
that the hair was to blame for the movie.
I disagree with you, Eddie. I'm sorry. I
don't know what kind of hair he could have.
I think it's flawless. Like, I love the mullet. I don't even like mullets. Like, I think they're awful. But like, he's pulling off a mullet. I don't know. It's got everything. The part I think I didn't like was like, we'd be like serious gothic joke, and it just kept happening. And I was like, this is not Wes Craven's style. It is much more Eddie Murphy, but Eddie Murphy's not joking. So like, now I'm really confused because like all these jokes are landing, on a secondary character, which was great. If I saw all that on its own, I'm like, I like this. If I saw all this on its own, I'd like that. But together, I was like, ooh, it's a bit of a mess to me. So, and here's the thing. I think I laughed out loud like once, but it also could just be that it's 90s humor that's not hitting me the way it would have been. So, I don't know. That's my take. Not a terrible take, but not the greatest take either. Janine. What do you think?
Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you guys are saying. I always kind of found this movie to be a fun experiment of things that I would not expect to come together. Like Wes Craven and Eddie Murphy, I never would have like paired the two or thought like Eddie would be a fan of any of his work.
I had no idea this was a Wes Craven movie until
exactly. It's a wild one. I also love hearing like how much people loved working with Wes. I mean, I read a lot of stuff about the People and People Under the Stairs loving working with him. Angela would go on to work with him again in Music of the Heart, which is also, that's weird. That's
right.
He made Music of the Heart.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
He said I got range. What you mean?
Yeah, and
He really
Angela
did.
said a lot. And Angela said a lot about how like he helped her kind of find the tone and kept her kind of comfortable with everything. So I love kind of knowing that aspect going into this film. But yeah, like the tones are kind of all over the place. Like, you know, Angela and Eddie are playing it pretty straight. Kadeem and John Witherspoon are leaning into the comedy. Alan Payne is Justice. He's like pining and romantic. So no one's really on the same page. And so it's kind of mishmashy. But I do love kind of the vampire lore that it brings to it. I think they did a good job with the mood. Like Wes really created a great mood with like, you know, the smoky Brooklyn streets and you know all of those.
The fog rolls in.
The fog that rolls in the first time we see him was beautiful.
So all of the kind of setting stuff and creating that mood, I think Wes did a great job with all of that and those kind of horror elements. But yeah, it kind of just falls apart in the points of just nobody kind of really being on the same page with the tone. But I love kind of the experiment of this film, kind of Eddie wanting to lean into something different, him having this appreciation for Wes, who I absolutely love, and all of that kind of attempting to come together. And of course, yes, Angela, she's beautiful and gorgeous, and I liked what she was doing with her character. So yeah, I just kind of
did you, Brian? Did you?
I don't think we got that.
Oh, okay, just want to make sure.
She was giving like an 80s like hard cop vibe, which I like.
Yes.
Right.
I always cite her on my list of Black Final Girls. So you know, shout out to her.
As you should. As you should.
Yes. So I kind of just love the kind of mashing together of like, let's see what we can do here. So that's kind of what makes me enjoy this film above kind of what it ultimately ended up turning out being, was kind of the thought behind it and the conceit behind it and this weird coming together of things that I never would have kind of expected in my life. So yeah.
I love it. Now, Lala, you're not bored by talking about Vampire in Brooklyn. Are you over here yawning?
No, I'm really hungry. I haven't eaten all day.
That'll make you yawn all day.
I think
long.
That's why I'm tired. Like I'm yawning because I haven't eaten anything all day.
No, I'll yawn like crazy when I have
so
seriously.
I am in the same boat, lady.
People think I'm tired. I'll be like, I'm actually, no, she said she in the same boat.
Oh,
no, I said people think I'm tired, and I'd actually be like, I'm just starving, really. So,
I haven't eaten half the day, but you know,
but you know, it's
Lala,
cool.
You picked Vampire in Brooklyn. Tell us why and tell us what you think.
Okay, so listen. I love this movie so much. It's such a part of my childhood. Like it's something like I probably shouldn't have watched it at all, but it's probably a lot of things I probably should have watched as a kid. But I love this film so much. Now I can agree with all three of you about some of its shortcomings because I'm not going to be a person that's like overlook it all. No, I saw it, and as an adult now I see it more. Okay, so I see it more because I will say that the romance between Rita and Justice is very like
non-existent,
underdeveloped.
Very underdeveloped. Thank you for the words.
This guy's fine, so that's gonna
thanks for the words.
It's not. It wasn't enough.
No disrespect to like Alan Payne or anything like that, but I think he could have been recast as somebody else because he seemed not as seated in his character as everybody else did. Like everybody else seemed to be like kind of rebelled in their character, and he seemed kind of like, I don't know if I should be doing it, but I'm just here. What they told me to do, type of thing. So on this watch, being older, I was like, I'm not liking that performance, but Miss Angela Bassett was acting. Okay, she was acting. I said, ma'am, masterclass in just doing your job. Okay, masterclass. I love this film. I feel like it's funny. I feel like it has its serious moments. I do get what you guys are saying with like the disjointedness and like the jokes and everything like that. But I don't know. For me, it still hits in certain places. So I still like it. But I see it. But it's just like I feel like for me, it didn't take the comedy. It didn't take me out of it. The comedy hits in ways that like I enjoy because it just felt like. It felt like John Witherspoon and Kadeem Hardison being themselves in a way. and not so much like these are their characters, because John Witherspoon kind of plays this type of man all the time
and everything.
And everything that he does. So it's like
that's why we love it.
Instead of being Pops, he's being Unc in this one, and it's just like he just has a different title, but he's doing the same thing. So like kind of like when you hire John Witherspoon, you kind of know what you're getting, so you want that energy, and he brought that energy. Kadeem Hardison has a good, like, he's a really good actor, but he's a really good comedic actor that can kind of bring it to a serious tone when he needs to. So like it's I don't know, I had these moments. I love seeing Eddie Murphy as a villain. I'm happy that they didn't allow him to be the focal of comedy. Like I didn't need him to be that focal. Give it to Kadeem Hardison, give it to John Witherspoon,
so we can focus on this kind of darker.
That's fine. I needed my two leads to be committed to their characters, and I feel like Eddie Murphy and Angela Bassett was very much committed to their characters. This time around, I think I paid more attention to the lore part of it, and I want to say, from my thoughts, I don't know, I could be absolutely wrong, and that's fine. But for a film that came out in 1995, the lore of a half human, half vampire child. Have we seen that?
Yeah, like her mother was a vampire.
I know.
Like
I think there might have been like a
You know,
I mean,
like,
a couple years later, I was like, oh, Daywalker.
So.
You feel me? I was like, what are we?
Blade, where you at?
You feel me? I was like, what are we doing? Mind you, that's funny that you said it, Janine. I watched this on my stream like I usually do now because it like just gives more exposure, stuff like that, so people can watch the show and stuff like that. And I was watching this, and somebody was like, it came up that she was like, well, her half is like still asleep. I think Eddie Murphy said something like that. Like her other half is like still asleep, has to be awakened. And somebody in my chat goes, Daywalker. Like they just yelled out Daywalker. And I thought that was hilarious. Yeah. I was like, you're absolutely right. And then somebody was like, man, Blade would have ended this movie in 2 minutes if he was in this movie.
Totally. Yeah.
And I was like,
I don't know. The vampires that Blade fights aren't quite as badass as Maximus.
That's very true. One of my favorite scenes.
I mean, he ripped the guy's heart out, and he ripped it out so clean that the guy was still alive.
He can also
like ouch.
He could say ouch, yeah. But he also could fly and like morph into other critters.
But here's the thing, he can the lore is so good. And for a film to be in 95, I still felt like the effects still like hold up pretty nicely. You know, they have like the whole thing with like Kadeem's eyes at the end when he's like the vampire now, his eyes kind of glisten. When the fangs came out for the first time with Eddie, I was like, that still looks pretty good for 95.
Yeah. I like that he had a little gap too. It like gave a little personality.
Yeah.
I know I enjoy everything. Mind you, I will say this. He was the Prince of Zamunda, but with fangs. Like, I don't care what nobody say. that accent was the same accent coming to America.
And from what it
I would have
sounds
loved
like,
if there was
no good
a reference in there.
I was hoping to see like you know, what is it, a McDougal sign or whatever, like
McDowell.
Yeah.
Well, that would have been nice because we would have had trading places.
Yeah,
coming to America. That would have been great.
Yeah.
Maybe it would have been like him maybe talking about doing an ad for Soul Glow because he had the full hair,
something like that.
Yeah,
you know, I thoroughly, but I like the lore for me in this one. Now being older and watching it was like interesting. The fact that like in this world, vampires need other vampires to survive. You can't survive without another vampire. Mm-hmm. So it's like he has to find her. He couldn't just go live his life and be fine and do what he do. Like he had to go find her. And then he says that her mother went crazy because her father, who was a vampire, got killed. So my thought was like, which they didn't say this, but because I do so many vampire things, I watch so many vampire stuff and all that kind of stuff. My lore is like, usually when you fall in love with a vampire, you're kind of bonded to them. So like her sanity went when he went. And I was like, that's such a good, like interesting, even if it's not like canon for them, my brain was just like going crazy, you know, for her to be half vampire because she likes to be up at night, but she doesn't, it needs to be awakened in her. Like she needs to be bitten for that side of her to be awake. Like it was just such good like lore. There was like such meat here that I was like, I could fan fiction the mess out of this. I can like remake this. It was just like such good meat there for me. So
that I think is what drove me a little crazy about it, because I was like, oh, this is like a good fucking vampire movie. Like this is a good dark gothic. Like they were Wes and him were leaning into the gothic. And then the jokes made me go, man, if they had just turned up the gothic a skosh, bring the jokes down to just levity a little bit, I think the tones would have been perfect.
No, I respect that.
I do agree that
Absolutely.
you're right
Absolutely.
that it is an experiment, and sometimes you have to experiment with films to create things like Scream, where like that kind of tone of both dark and light together are what makes Scream so loved, is that it's like, oh, this is hilarious, oh shit, run. That's not easy to do. So I like that he learned from it. I wish I would I could have watched 3 of these had it been.
No, absolutely. And I think I said when I was like watching it live or whatever, I said that like, you know, would have been really cool. You could have took justice out of it. I knew you okay, because I know you need, because I just don't like, no thank you. You could have taken justice out of it and made it so that like her connection to her humanity was her faith and her mother, right? You could have let that be the connection that she needed to like bring her back, you know, like bring her back from, because like it was her faith. The first thing she did was go to the church. She was a vampire. She still went to the church. Like, you know, these things. So like maybe, and then it's like, because I was thinking about it too. If Rita has visions, that means her mother possibly as well, possibly. I'm just going to assume her mother as well possibly had some type of connection, because she was engrossed in like the spiritual aspect of this island. Like it's possible that she was connected in a way, and maybe having the girl's father being a vampire. I don't know, all these things. I was like, well, maybe her mother could have reached out to her from the beyond, but this is just me like going deeper into the like what could have been, you know, which, because that's what I'm saying. It was just like so much meat there, but you don't know what you don't know in these moments. Like even Wes Craven didn't really know, you know.
But that's also, there's something about that law. So. There's something to that, because there's movies that I've seen where I only get one movie and I wish there was more, but you take what you've been given and you kind of run with it in your own head.
And
there's something whimsical about that, right? Like there's something good about that as well. So like,
and to me, if a film can get me to do that, you know? That's fun. Like if a film can get me to like,
that's what I always love about Scream. That like I can fill in gaps of like little things that the movie doesn't specifically tell you, because everything else is laid out so well.
Right.
Yeah, and I feel like the lore for this was laid out really nice. I wouldn't mind, like, I can see myself being like a Wes Craven, a Kevin Williamson, and be like, you know what, I'm inspired by this thing to now create this thing over here, because I loved everything about it. I thought this film was like beautiful in the sense of like, you know, like her painting, and then you see Nikki, like the correlations between that. She's having visions of herself dying, but then she's dying on a cross. Like it's just like little things that just, you know, like it's just like little things that I thought were just well done. And again, Angela Bassett was like, listen, she said, I don't play about my acting, and I'm a serious
no matter what kind of movie I'm in, right?
I don't care what type of movie this is, and I want to have that same like respect for whatever piece I like. If I get a Wild Wild West script, I'm about to act the mess out of this Wild Wild West script. You know what I mean? Like, and I felt like she was in that, because 2 years before this, she was in What's Love Got to Do with It. Like, so it's like you go from that to this, and they're still both phenomenal performances from her, regardless of like the quality or however the films are. So this is one of my favorite films. Sure. I love Vampire in Brooklyn. I grew up on it. I'll never not love it, is what I'm saying.
Never not love it. That's a good answer. That's a good answer. Well, on that note, unless you guys have any other thoughts on the film, we could rate it.
I did think it was pretty funny when we first see Eddie and he like rips the guy's heart out, and then he like kind of like fly leaps over the car, and all you see is like him like ripping limbs off.
Like his arm, a leg. Love it.
Yeah. One of my favorite scenes is when he is trying to entice her to be like, this is, you can have freedom, this is what you could be, because I love that storyline too. Like he was making great points. Everybody made fun of her. Her own captain was like unsure about her. Like she was unsure about herself, and it was like, so I get to go anywhere. I can break free from like these shackles that I placed on myself and that other people have placed on me. So like it was a very compelling thing. But I love when they're on the roof and he flies and he got his hands in his pocket and he like makes his pockets move like this. Like, I've always loved that scene. So like I felt like Eddie Murphy was having fun in that moment, because you don't see like the fluidity with vampires nowadays. It's very like rigid and very, we kill
they're not gothic anymore. They're a different type of character. They're more broody, and it's like, no, you should be. Well, you should be alluring. You should be drawing people in, not brooding them away. Yeah. So it just,
and that's the thing too. He had like the old, because I love that they brought up Nosferatu in the beginning, and I love that they kind of
brought
like
up Blackula too.
You know, Blackula. They brought up
that.
Blackula, and I love that they did that, and I love that it was like he had so much power, right? Like he could like transform into a wolf. He can transform into like smoke. It seems to disappear. He's really fast. Like he kind of disappears in the drop of a hat. I love that he could enthrall people, because like he enthralled her on the dance floor and then she got like snapped out of it because of justice. I love that he can like telepathically speak to people, like when he told that girl to go kill a cop, so he can like transform back. Like he had so much power. It was so good. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I'm sorry. We should end it.
No. I love the enthusiasm. It's great. You are right. Like there's a lot there. I like the wolf scene when John Witherspoon is asked, like, is it like this dog over here? And he's like, hell no. Like it was a big fuck off wolf. What are you talking about, man? I'm not dumb. I know what I was looking at. That was great. There were moments like that just like hit.
That's why I was like, justice needed to go. He was like, did it look like this?
Nothing about his character was compelling. He was a throwaway character.
It was so annoying. Bro,
also, his name
he's just Jonathan Harker.
Right. His name was Justice.
A little on the nose.
You feel me? And I was so annoyed because it was like all he saw was her painting come real, and he was like, I believe in the supernatural now. I'm like,
his switch
that is
was
what crossed you over.
Right.
I didn't like his character.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. There's really nothing redeeming about him.
He gets all the rewards, and he didn't do nothing.
Right. I do love the scene where he is the Italian guy and he's like, everybody drop your weapons, and then they drop an enormous pile on the floor. And he's like, there's a lot of love in this room. I'm like, oh, that's such a great line. Such a great line. And then the cat, I don't care. Like I don't like animals getting killed. That's not good. But sometimes in movies it can be really funny.
The way it was done though, like
it was very reminiscent of Boondock Saints, in my opinion. Like they both like kill a cat in a very like what the fuck kind of way. But it worked. Well, I don't know. It made me laugh.
The funny thing too is like it almost seemed like it was like suddenly a bunch of white feathers.
Yeah,
that just like burst. Like oh wait,
not fluff.
And the guy was just like sugar. He was like sugar.
The Italian guys were all like shook up about the cat line.
The cat.
And it didn't seem like anybody but him was wanting to be that aggressive in the scenario. Like the stereotype was that they're aggressive, but they were really just eating food and hanging out with their cat. And he was the problem. So
or like when Max made the dog like pretty much die in the river.
What was that?
I was like, oh my god!
I know.
The cop was like
just launched him. Like literally launched him.
Yeah,
like,
terrible.
It was like oh,
I was like,
shit.
What did the dog do to you, sir? Like,
what did the dog do?
Other than growl a little.
Yeah, I was like, what's happening?
Right. Yeah, no, there are some great moments that definitely stand out. Yeah, I don't know. Let's hear what you guys think on the rating. I want to get a clearer idea of what you guys think. So, Brian, we started with you. We're going to start with you again.
Yeah, it's a 8.
An 8. All right. Oh, I guess that makes it me next, isn't it? I'm going to give it a 6 because I do think there was a lot of potential, a lot of greatness, but I think it just got a little messy for me. How about you, Janine?
I also give it an 8.
Nice. How about you, Ma?
Before I give my rating, did you guys read what the question that Aina asked in the chat?
I did not.
She wanted to know, what do you think the dove represents once Max dies? Does that change the vampire lore that they have souls? Good question. Think on that. It's a 10 for me. Okay?
Which is a rare thing. I still think you only have like 12 10s in 5 years.
I know, right? Like 5 years.
Not that many.
I kind of want to go through and see how many 10s I got, but go ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna check that out.
Oh, well, we would have to. You'd have to watch each episode. I don't think we've written.
Yeah.
Maybe Aina did. We can ask her. All right. So that means it's going to sit right in the 8 range because my 6 and that 10 got totally axed out. It's an 8 solid. All right. I know we're going to be doing some Nick Cage. Sounds like we're going to be doing a Cape Fear episode because there's no reason not to watch those 2 movies.
I never seen it. So
and then Nick Cage, and then next month we're going to be doing. Oh God, what is next month? March. So that would be Women's International History Month. Is that not incorrect? Am I wrong? Am I crazy? I might be crazy. It doesn't matter. We will be celebrating. We will be doing something for that. Yeah. Any other thoughts on these movies, or are we just good for the evening, guys? My
good
camera's
picks.
going crazy.
I'm gonna say good picks.
Good.
Picks.
Well, I think maybe didn't you pick them?
No.
So of course,
I thought you picked them.
No, Janine.
Wasn't it a combination of like you said Vampire in Brooklyn, and then she like
said you like Wes Craven, and since it's Black History Month, I picked his two Black led.
That was Janine. Yeah,
there you go. Okay,
it was. I guess you could say it was collaborative. It was collaborative in the sense that I was like, I like Wes Craven, and Janine's big brain was like, I know the films. I know the films. So,
right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and thank you for doing that for my sister as well. She's going to go watch that movie that you suggested. So that's great. All right. So yeah, if you guys ever want movie recommendations, all of us love to give movie recommendations. You can hit us up on our social medias all over the place and just be like, can you talk about this movie or that movie, or request movies as we do. And yeah, please do follow us. We hope you guys have a great evening. This has been episode 18 of season 5 of The Real Study, and we will see you guys next time.
Thanks for joining us. I know it's a Super Bowl, but still, thanks for joining us.
Right.
Yeah.